Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to Miss Liz's Tea Time. There was a little technical glitch, but I am here and we are here. Everything is good to go, right, Meyha?
Yes, we're good. We're so good.
So today in the studio, I am joined with Meyha Oake. She is originally from Yellowknife, and she and her spouse moved to Ottawa last year for her acting career and a home they are now renting through family. She is a graduate of Vancouver Film School back in 2013 as well. Was the best 2 years of her life and the reason why keeps acting. Oh my goodness, my tongue is all twisted today. What is going on here?
I don't
This is
know.
go this is going to be a great show. So grab your teacups and sit back because Meyha's gonna take you on a journey on how she got started and where she is today. So Meyha, the stage is yours.
Hello. Hope you guys are doing a good day in some circumstances right now with the pandemic. I hope you all are nice and cozied up in your little nooks with your teas and blankets. So I am an actress. I've only been an actor for maybe a few years now. Haven't really done much, but still doing it, keeping it going, and wanting to like spread the word that even though you don't think you can make it in the acting industry, don't ever say don't. Just keep at it. And I'm trying to get that word out there that, even though if you don't believe in yourself, there's always an opportunity out there, even if it's for script writing, for acting, for directing, for producing. And I'm very, very happy to have happened to go to Vancouver Film School because they have taught me so much about like not only myself, but what the film industry has to offer. And I'm very thankful for that. And I really, really hope that more and more young individuals out there actually get out there and actually perform and just like give it their all, because I think we all need a little bit of happiness and joy in our lives, don't you think?
I think so, right?
Yeah.
So Meyha, when you started acting, did you start acting back in Yellowknife or did you only start acting when you moved to Ottawa?
I actually just started drama. So in back in Yellowknife, I kind of was the odd kid out, never really did any sports or never really got into like school activities or anything like that. But then when I got into acting, it was more for drama. So it got me more out of my shell. I got to play different characters, got to just kind of be goofy and fit into my own personality. And I wanted to continue that after I finished high school. So kind of getting into myself, I booked kind of like a online interview session with a Vancouver Film School and talked to an advisor there just to see what the school had, how much it was, what it had for me, what opportunities had for me. Turns out they had a lot. They have like a acting essential program there where basically they get you into acting, introduce you to auditioning, introduce you to camera work and like how to like present yourself on camera, how to get into your like body and how to get your mindset for the role. Like it was very, very it was very real. Like I essentially thought it would just be like a drama gig, but no, it was very serious work, and actually it changed my life. It changed me as a person, actually. Like there was a point where I got into a character so much that I wanted to quit school. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I didn't really know that like acting brought back a lot of emotion and stuff like that you held up. So I guess like back in the day when I was younger, I held back a lot of emotion, a lot of anger and stuff like that. And I guess in that particular moment, it just kind of happened. And I was talking to my parents about it, being like, I don't really know if I want to do this anymore. It kind of scares me that like I can go into like this emotional stance and kind of just roll with it, but it kind of scares me a little bit. And my mom was just kind of like, you know what? You enjoy what you do. You love what you do. I don't want you to quit. So just like at 1 o'clock in the morning, my mom was talking to me for an hour, just telling me not to quit. Just keep going, keep going. You're gonna like do something big with your life. This is something that you've always wanted to do, and kept going. So even going through school, going through like rage and like hormones and all this stuff, like I was 19, I was still going through stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then of course there was parties and like boys and all this stuff, and I was like, no.
Good old boys, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, it was for especially acting school. Like it was interesting, like how different, like individual male actors are definitely cocky. They're definitely outgoing, especially when they first get into school and stuff like that. And it was really, really interesting to see that. But I made a lot of friends, definitely.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, going into acting centrals, you get like moved on to acting, which is where you like get into more like into singing, dancing, voice work, body movement. So that's when you get into like the actual skill work into acting and film production and such. So yeah.
So you did like workshops and that, right?
Oh yeah. My most favorite workshop that I did was probably with Matthew Lillard. He does a few workshops down at Vancouver Film School. I think he's actually like a teacher, like a director there as well. So he goes there and he actually like helps students with their scene work and like for instance, we have like 50 students sitting in there. And there's a group of students that come up and they perform their scene. And then once their scene's done, he walks up and he like critiques them. He's like asking them these questions, like trying to be like, why are you doing this? How is this making you feel? Like, do you get that raw feeling in the like ink of your stomach when you're talking about this? And I'm like, whoa, he's like getting really into it now.
He's getting deep.
Yeah. So it was just interesting to like go and actually see these teachers, see these actors actually like come up to you and be like, no, I actually want to see a raw emotion from you. I don't want you to be like going line after line. I actually want to see that rawness that comes out of you. And it was wicked to see. It was so cool.
Yeah. I believe I watched a show that Michael Douglas was part of, and he did that where he critiqued, they were like in an acting class or something, and he was doing similar to that. So yeah. So Meyha, how did you get involved with AMTI?
So when we moved to Ottawa, I kind of was just digging around to see what kind of like acting agencies there were here in Ottawa, because I knew Toronto and Vancouver were the top places to go, but circumstances, we had the opportunity to move here, which is fantastic. Love it here. Love the opportunity for film production. And yeah, Angie was the very first agency that I saw there. And I think a couple days after I noticed her website, she had the auditions coming up. Wasn't really knowing what to expect because like you just basically walk in and yeah, they don't really give you a like idea of what to expect. So I was kind of nervous. My boyfriend was there with me as well, and I was kind of a little under the weather too. I was really, really sick, and I shouldn't have been there, but I wanted to be there to prove that I was serious about this, and I wanted to act so bad. Something else I want to do. So walking in there was like maybe close to 20 to 25 people in that room.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it was pretty full. Different age groups from like kids to adults to senior members as well, which was fantastic. And looking at like the amount of pictures of like individuals she has on the wall was just like, wow, she like not only represents these people, but she represents a lot of other people as well, like hundreds of like talent. So walking in, you just kind of walk in, you introduce yourself, you get a script apparently, and you kind of sit there and you look over the script. And I got the script for Cover Girl, which is interesting because based on my age group, that's what we got was Cover Girl. And I was like, oh, I've done this back in Vancouver Film School. I've done this so much. Got this. So yeah, just kind of sitting there. I'm kind of a people watcher. I love watching people, so I'm just kind of looking around, seeing what kind of people are doing, seeing how they're like going about the audition. They're kind of sitting there with their scripts being like, okay. And there's some people sitting there being like, I got this. And some people like talking to one another. So yeah, I like going to like auditions that kind of like take me aback, because some people just kind of sit there and like are focused. Some people talk to one another to get pointers, or some people are just kind of like doing the script and kind of like doing the performance right there, just kind of get a practice out of it, right? But no, I just kind of read it, put it down, looked up, and just saw what everyone else is doing.
So, and you got a role that time, right?
It wasn't really a role. It was more like a commercial thing. So like for instance, so when my group got called up, the cover girl thing was just basically talking about like an acne reduced kind of serum, and I had to try to sell it. Basically, I just took the script and I looked at Angie and Lou and I just kind of gave the script, kind of talked it the way I normally talk. And I kind of have like a storytelling kind of voice a little bit. So just kind of did the scene, looked at her, and she goes, "Have you had acting experience before?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've been to Vancouver Film School Academy back in 2013, just trying to get out there." And she goes, "Okay, here's my card, just get some new headshots." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Really? She goes, yeah, you did really good. And Lou and her husband's like, wow, great, okay, awesome. So I grabbed a card and me and my partner did a few headshots, got those done, and then sent them her way. And then she just started sending me auditions, and I've been doing like self-tapes at home. I've done auditions for like a Christmas movie before. So I've gotten a few opportunities to like go in person and do those, and those are a little more nerve-wracking, but I'm excited to get more just to like get those nerves out of the way and such. So
yeah. So do you put like on a game face when you go in to do an audition, or?
I would say I do like a full-on like body like take. Like there's these like rituals that sometimes actors do. I don't know if everyone does it, but like I have my own ritual where like I don't sit and I think for a bit. I kind of just like shake my body out, try to get my body like in tuned. I try to stay grounded. I don't try to think about my lines. I try to think about like how I'm feeling and how the character would be feeling in this situation. And then I kind of just go in, introduce myself. They let me know when they're ready, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Game time. So I noticed that when you sent me things that we could talk about, what was the VFS, I believe you had put in?
That's Vancouver Film School.
Okay, so Vancouver Film School. Okay. So with that Vancouver Film School, did you do any gigs or any roles or anything there, or was it just in the school itself?
I did a little bit of both. So my very first gig that we did was actually something that we did at the end of the year at Vancouver Film School. So the project was, which I loved because it got me into script writing. You had to come up with like a 10-page little writing of like a scene of an important event that happened in your life. And I was like, ooh, okay. So everybody in my group was coming together and writing down scripts, and we had to come up with like people within our group of who can play that character.
Okay.
So me and my partner got this scene where two of us are best friends. One's a male, one's a female, and we're at this party kind of just like hanging out, and my character had to unfortunately go to college. Wasn't ready to go to college. So I ended up not going to college. Now my other friend's going to college, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm stuck here. So this scene had a lot of emotion. It had a lot of like memories, and it was just really nice because it was also at the end of the year, and I also had a lot of emotion, so a lot of crying in this scene as well. But it was really, really nice because our projects got to go up on the Scotiabank Theatre and be in front of like all parents, teachers, faculty, and all of us students got to see our work on the big screen, which was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So with the AMTI with Angie, is there like workshops? Is there like, how do we find out about auditions? Like, how do people find out about all of these that are going on?
Just basically do your research. You can go onto her website. She always has information on her website about like auditions. She does a lot of like acting workshops. She does like headshot workshops. She also provides a lot of modeling for like runway and stuff like that. Like I'm amazed by like how much she provides for like any person who wants to like come into the this career base. It's really cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. Yeah, I actually had Angie on a previous Teatime, and that's how I met you. You know, the connection, right? So it's amazing how people are connected in the world, right? Like I never knew you before, but because I met Angie, then I met you, and I'm sure I'll meet somebody else. Like it's the ripple effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
During this time, how do you feel? Like, I know that you're not doing any acting gigs because everything is more or less shut down, right? So how are you coping with that?
Um, I would say I'm a little sad that I'm not auditioning anymore lately, but it's also really, really nice because you get to work on the little things with your craft. Like for instance, like you can start writing again, you start painting again. Like I think this is a great opportunity for like people within the film industry. Well, not only people within the film industry, practically everybody,
Hmm.
to just kind of take a moment, right? Take a breath and
Slow
kind of
down.
slow down a bit. I think this is an opportunity and something that we needed to happen, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sad that it's kind of like happening as soon as I'm starting my career, but it's okay. I'm happy to slow down a bit, but yeah, I'm definitely like looking forward to the future because like even though I'm gonna be like almost 30 in the next few years, I'm still saying I'm still young. I can still do it. I got this. Come on.
Oh, you're good to go, right? You're
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Another 50 years, you got this.
Yeah.
So are you staying connected with any co-actors or actresses during this time, or?
That's why I love Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, like every so often, like we say hi thinking of you, or like if one of like someone within my industry ends up getting something like a booking, or if they end up like making the cover of a magazine or something like that, like I love how a lot of individuals within this agency reach out to one another and congratulates one another and like shares our success and spreads it around. I just love how much AMTI seems like a family.
Awesome.
Hmm.
So because we're on tea time and I see your beautiful teacup that you keep lifting up from time to time, what kind of tea are you drinking today?
My favorite is actually peppermint, but I
Oh,
also
that's what I'm drinking is peppermint.
yeah, I love peppermint, and then I'm also a nutso when it comes to David's tea. I love going in there and just kind of like seeing all the different kind of brands they have.
Yeah, they're really creative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got maybe about 20 different kinds here. I got like hundreds of teas from
Oh my
all over,
God.
right? But today I'm drinking peppermint tea as well, but I'm drinking humble tea because
Mm,
I feel that we need to all be humble, right? We need to take this experience and understand that we need to be true to ourselves, right?
yeah,
It's not the
absolutely.
time to put the ego or the selfishness out there. It's time to be humble with everyone. You know, we're all
Yeah,
going through this. It's not just Canada, not US, it's everyone, right? So
exactly. That's why I feel for the people who are in more like secluded countries and stuff like that don't really have much. So it's really, really tough. Like I've been watching the news a lot more lately and just kind of like stepping back and actually reflecting on what's actually happening, like the 5.3 earthquake that just happened in Uruguay. My friend actually has family out there, so it's just
wow.
amazing that what's happening right now.
Yeah. I think Mother Earth
Mhm.
is just saying, you know what, enough is enough.
Oh, absolutely.
It's time
Yeah.
to just wake up, guys, because but with everything being closed down, like Mother Earth is healing herself, you know, like in Italy, the canal is clear, crystal clear, the pollution, it's making a difference, whether people want to see
Yeah.
that or not, right? We're not seeing all the good stuff. We see a lot of the heavy negative stuff, but we're not seeing the
Mhm.
positive stuff. And that's what we need to be doing is getting positive out there, right? Because this will pass like everything else and we need to stay focused and stay strong, right? So, what message would you like to give everybody out there at this time?
Mm. Just stay positive, keep smiling, don't stress. Stress is not good for you. Um, and keep reaching out to loved ones. We got cell phones, guys. So use those cell phones and use those FaceTimes and keep connected with your parents and your grandparents.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta
there
say.
are ways to reach out, right, Maya?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And people who have these streams like myself, we can reach out and we can get a group conversation going. There's ways of connecting, guys. We don't need to all be shutting down and making it worse than what it is, right?
Nope.
So, is there anything that you would like to share that you've learned through all of your experience through the acting up to now?
I would have to say on just how blessed I am for like continuing with this career, because I know if I never would have taken this path, then I probably wouldn't be happy as I am today. So even if you're in like a dark place within, like for instance, no career is perfect. Acting is not perfect. It is absolutely not perfect. It can drag you into dark places. It can make you feel worthless. It can like do stuff to your self-image. Like it's a very, very toxic environment. But besides that, there's also the side where you feel blessed to know all these different types of people, all these different types of like opportunities where you get to go to different countries, where you get to learn more about yourself. It's just self-reassurance that like being in the acting industry is a great way to send messages, important messages that people just choose to ignore. And I feel like within this industry, I'm the type of individual that just wants to spread awareness and spread my opinion when it's most needed. Yeah.
So, is there anything you learned about yourself through acting?
Yep. Before when I went to acting school, I was very, very shy. I was maybe like over 210 pounds. Like I was very overweight when I was in school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was like the odd kid out. I was the nerd in school. But that actually picked me up a bit more when I got to Vancouver Film School, because I got the opportunity to like just kind of like reassure myself that I am good enough, that people are not always going to be behind my back 100% of the time, and that's okay, because I have me, I have my friends, I have my support. I just have a lot of love in my life right now, and I didn't realize that before. And I feel like even though this industry has a lot of toxic, that we can look beyond that and see the beauty within it as well. And I think that's really good within like spreading the word, spreading messages about like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a few viewers here that are popping in and out. So what would you like to tell these viewers that are watching? I know that your tagline when I started the Teatime with you was "No role is too small." Is there a reason why you gave me that tagline?
Oh yeah, because I like that tagline, because like every role I do, I just kind of give it my all. You want to do that, especially for the individuals that, like I said before, kind of reflect on themselves and were like, maybe I wasn't good enough for that role. Maybe you weren't. So what? There's not a role that's not too small that you can't conquer. If you get a role, give it your all. That's all I'm going to keep doing. That's all I'm going to keep saying to people. If you get, like, for instance, I got a role that was a female bartender. I was wicked sick when that came up. So I give it my all. I did. I gave it all my energy. Didn't end up getting it. That's okay. I'll move on to the next one.
And that's an important message, right? We sometimes we get a no, and no's are good, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because then you can also like reflect on like, okay, can you give me any critiques on what I can do? And it's not only with like acting, it's with everything. Like you want to do better, and you want to always ask, how can I do better? And that's basically what I keep doing. I always ask for critiques, and now I just like love critiques, because they make me a better person and they make me a better actor.
I'm big on that as well. I love feedback because it shows me where I need to do less or more of, right? Mm-hmm. Or don't do that ever again. Kind of, it's almost like a recipe, right? Try something, and if it takes, oh God, no, don't do that. Or, oh, I'll be doing that again. Like, so, and that's the way I look at life, is like, if you don't try, you don't know. and if you try, at least you can say, well, at least I tried and I gave it my all. It's like you said, I gave it my all, right?
Yeah.
So because we're on tea time, what does tea mean to you, Meyha?
Ooh. What does tea? Tea means to me? Well, tea means to me relaxation and family time.
Cool. Do you have a favorite memory with tea?
I always have a favorite memory when it comes to my grandparents. So my grandparents are originally from Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So every time I go for a visit, I always love having like a cup of orange pekoe tea with my nan and pop, sitting in the living room and having like a good old like patty cake or something, like a dessert that they have back there. And just sitting and talking about like old times and watching game shows, just stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what tea is about, right? It's the memories that go with tea. People say,
Absolutely.
"Oh, it's just a cup of tea." Well, you know what? A cup of tea, you have memories with your nanny and pops. Like there's reason behind that cup of tea. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I had my first cup of tea at 4 with my great grandma from Germany, and she's the one who taught me how to reflect on my cup of tea, not to gulp it down, and just to actually sit back and enjoy the flavors and reflect on what
Mm-hmm.
that cup is teaching me, because each cup is different, right? There's not one
Exactly.
cup of tea that is the same. Like whether you drink the same tea every day, the temperature of the water, the cup, the length of how long you leave that tea bag in there, if you leave it in there, you know what I mean? There's
Mm-hmm.
always a different cup of tea, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So this is your time and I want you to shine. So could
Mm-hmm.
you do like a little audition for us? Like a little
Little
role
audition.
play, or one of your characters that you're known for that maybe people might have seen on a commercial?
Well, the commercial that I did has not gone out yet,
Oh,
but
okay, so we won't get that out there.
we actually filmed it a while ago, but I still haven't seen it yet. So I don't know if I can do it yet, but I think I could do a line. What was the line again? Oh yeah, okay. So there was a line here that I love to use, but now I can't think of it. Oh my god, no, I can't think of it right now. No, I'm not gonna use that line. I think I'll use a line that I used from when I was Rizzo back in the day.
Okay.
So Rizzo was a character that I got to play, and from Greece. And one of my favorite lines from her was, "Oh, ring a ding ding," just kind of like a little ring a ding ding.
And I like that. Ring a ding ding. See, we got that little. We got. I like that. We need that. We need a lot of little ring a ding dings right now, right? So,
Especially
so,
now.
so when you're doing a role and you have to get sad, what tools do they make you guys use so that you're able to cry, or is there makeup for that? Like, how does that work?
You're actually right on both. There's like two things you can do. You can use like a memory,
Okay.
or you can use, yeah, people use, I know there's a few people that use Vicks
Oh.
and just kind of like put it underneath your eyes and just kind of creates effects of teardrops, and it works. Doesn't burn your eyes, but like you just like
Okay.
need to use one little slab of it and it makes you cry. Um, I'm really good at using like past memories, like past family members that passed away, or like my dog that passed away like a few years ago. Um, it's kind of like sitting on the moment, and then you think about it, and then it just happens. It's very, very tricky, but
I always wondered about that because I watch a lot of dramatic movies, or like based on true stories, and I always wondered how they made the actors cry, right? Like, how
yeah.
did you guys cry on the spot? Like, did you think of something from your past, or that you've been through, or was there makeup, or was there some kind of like like you said, like the Vicks? Like, I've always wondered about that. I'm like, how did they cry like on the spot? Like,
Oh, they
especially
have
when
this.
some movies are so into it, it's like, how is that possible? Like,
Oh my god, and the amount of energy that we put into it, like I think there was this one scene that I had with a classmate. She went through a rape situation, and like four or five of us are just like standing in the background. and the director's giving her pointers on like how she's feeling, like how would you feel in this situation, and she couldn't get into it. It was very, very difficult because she's never been raped before, right?
Yeah.
So it was just interesting for him to be like, look what he did to you. And he wasn't talking down to her, he was just kind of like making her aware that this situation happened and that you should be reflecting on how your body's feeling. And just in that moment, she just started like breaking down, just started shaking and crying. And oh my God, my voice is shaking talking about it. It was just an amazing, like, her name's Mohina. Like, she was one of my classmates back in the day, and I think she's still in Vancouver, like, acting and stuff. But yeah, just that one moment of her, like, just reflecting on the scene and just being that victim, I was like,
it's the power, right? The passion, like
you feel it, like you feel it.
Yeah. So is that how it works? The directors, they kind of give you like a feeling on how to feel, like where to go.
Kind of. It's not really fair. It's more the actor's job to do that, but like during school, definitely, or during like if you're having a difficult time on set, like the director does give you a push. Like can definitely give you a push to help. But I would say it's definitely the actor's part to get into it. It's not the director's, but the director and like some like cast members might come over to help you, but it's your performance, your work.
Yeah. It's the work, right? It's like any job, right? Yeah. It's a career and you have to put the work into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you want anybody that is out there that's listening, maybe for a future gig or something, that you would like to put out there that they could know about you or how to reach you? Like,
absolutely. Like I would love, like I love improv and stuff like that. So if there's any particular type of like youth or teenagers or like young adults during like the summer that would love to put together like an improv group, that would be like amazing. I would love to come up with an idea like that. A situation during this time, I would love to come together with some like individuals for like script reading via FaceTime. So like if you have like an idea on a project, or if you have like a script that you want to get out there, but you're afraid of what people might think, go to your friends, start a FaceTime group, and actually get them to like have an open table read. That's fun.
So open table read, that's almost like role playing, right?
Kind of, yeah. So like you're basically sitting around a table and each of you have a script and you each get your own role and you're sitting there. You get someone who's reading the like the instructions and like the setting and the background narration, and then you basically just read the script page to page throughout.
Cool.
And then you give like critiques at the end of it.
See, so there's still a way to get you out there. There's still a way to get like, and everybody out there, like I see that a lot of the celebrities are stepping up and doing their own thing and getting very creative, some of them. I know Ellen is doing creative things, like she's calling all of her friends and doing puzzles and doing Legos. And so I gave her a suggestion to do diamond art, so I'm not sure she'll do it, but and we need to all get creative right now, and we all need to work together and maybe create a movie, like a little mini skit of what's going on with this virus, and like put little pieces together, like little puzzle pieces, right? On how you got through this time, how you got through the isolation time and all that, right? Because I know that you are still working, right?
Nope.
You are not working?
I'm not working. Nope. I am off work until April the 5th.
April 5th?
Yeah.
So everything is slowly shutting down as well in Ottawa, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Basically bars, restaurants will need the basic essentials, so like great groceries, transit still open, but like they're keeping like the law down on like social distancing and stuff like that. And I appreciate people taking it seriously, but I think we can definitely take it a bit more.
Yeah. People just need to stay home. It's like we said before the show, right? Like everyone says, "Oh, I wish I didn't have to go to work today," or "I wish I could have stayed home from school." You got your wish, guys. So use it. Write a screenplay. Like get your journals out. Like like there's always a way to do something, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So any final thoughts before I end tea time?
Use this time to really watch movies and TV shows. Like, don't just watch them. Like, try to get a feeling from it, from the actor. I don't know. Try to watch movies and TV shows differently, because I know from going from acting school, I can't watch movies and TV shows the same anymore because I'm trying to really like deteriorate what the TV show and the movie's saying. But I don't know. Let's try to watch more movies and more TV shows right now.
So look deeper into the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any message that you would like to give AMTI while you're on?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to like more auditions, looking forward to meeting more people within your agency. I'm super happy to have met so many people from your agency who are still my friends to this day. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And I love the Fam Jam. Thanks, guys. That's all I gotta say.
So today I had Meyha Oake on, and she shared her story on where she came from and where she is today. She is a uproaring new actress that is looking for gigs, looking for some amazing new pieces. If you guys have anything out there, please reach out to her. She's an amazing soul, a fun girl. And what did you say? Jiggy dang?
Yeah. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding. So with a ring-a-ding-ding, I'm going to say thank you for joining me today, Miss Liz, for Tea Time. And we're going to make a difference one cup of tea at a time.
Got it.
Thank you, Meyha.
Thank you.